And we're live.
All right. Hello, world. This is the Podlair Experiment POC team here for another of our weekly installments. We're going to do the standard 3-act structure like we usually do. Act 1 will be fundamentals, focusing on collaging and associating physiological cues and mojory that go along with the main mojos. And right now we're working on the TV show timeline. We're in the 70s, and we're starting with Planet of the Apes today. Okay, then Act 2 is going to be the intermediate portion, where we go to the weekly quiz. The samples this week came from Infinity. They were quite interesting. I look forward to getting to those. And then Act 3 will be the advanced portion, where we do a live read here on air, and that sample or samples, depending on what time we have, will be supplied also by Infinity. So we're going to get into those. Before we do, some quick introductions. I am Nai G. Coach.
I am Jaime.
I'm Zaimi Dimas.
I am Nai G. Mitchell.
Nai G. Ben.
I'm Nijai Infinity.
Naiji Glenn.
Nijai Starglow.
Excellent. Okay, Jarlene, can you go ahead and pull up the collaging, and we'll get going. I'll go first.
Sounds good. Pull it up.
Everyone knows the protocol?
I believe
All right, so Planet of the Apes. 2 astronauts and a sympathetic chimp friend are fugitives in a future Earth dominated by a civilization of humanoid apes. This television series is about a group of astronauts who travel in time and become marooned on a planet. Unbeknownst to them, they're actually on future Earth. The astronauts encounter an advanced civilization run by apes, but supported by enslaved human workers.
Nizi Roddy McDowell as Galen. As Nizi, he will have an unaware mouth. See here, well, the mask one is a little hard to point to exactly. But it will have more of a downward sort of trend in the corners of the mouth, and will generally not be in sync with the communication to the audience. It's more of an internal resonation, which makes it an unaware expression.
Let's see. Also, since the Naiji is an I alpha, you're going to see a more penetrating gaze coming off their eyes, more dissatisfied signal. And this is Nizi Ron Harper.
Wait, I'm sorry, didn't we just do Nizi?
Yep, they were both Nizi.
On the first round, we do.
We always do one? I think I always miss the first round. That's probably why I didn't know that.
Oh,
And
okay.
then after that, we do it if it's a new one.
Gotcha, bro. Okay, so Nizi James Naughton as Pete Burke. And so, as an Nizi, he's going to be logic-based, and that means the emotive expression won't go readily above the midline of the face. It'll stay below that.
This is Nizi Mark Leonard. Because Nizi are Jai users, their moding will have an unaware quality of not.
That was Jarlene's, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't think direct adaptive has been covered, or logic-based, values-based.
What?
Logic just covered.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I'm
but,
sorry.
but not adaptive.
Not adaptive directive, okay.
Ben.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's Ben.
It's Ben.
Ben.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought you said it was Jailene's.
Oh, no. What he was saying is that I had taken the one about the unaware.
Oh, okay. I was completely confused. Okay. Okay, sorry.
Directive
Ni-
adaptive.
Nizi- Yeah. Nizi are also B users, so their eyes will have the visceral quality to it, as well as the cunning satisfaction. And this is Nizi Mark Leonard.
Booth Coleman is pending.
Any cues for that?
Chico and
Pending.
Chico and the Man. The relationship between a cranky old mechanic and a 20-something Chicano. Energetic Chico wants to form a partnership with cynical Ed Brown in the old man's garage. His efforts bring in customers, and the crabby Ed softens towards Chico. After the actor who played him committed suicide, Chico was replaced by 12-year-old Raul.
And Chico is played by Freddie Prinze Jr.'s father. It's Freddie Prinze Sr.
Yeah.
And this is Jai-Ni, and Jai is their source power, and Jai is an aware mode of expressioning. It has a slightly downturned expression, and is not usually aware of the dynamics that are going on in the outer environment. Jai-Ni Jack Alberson as Ed Brown.
Shiny Scatman Crothers as Louis.
Naiji Freddie Prinze as Chico Rodriguez. Yeah, and that was new. So Naiji, they have a bifield face, which because they are perception leads, as Nai is their source power, and that can be seen in their eyes, and that means that because they're perception lead, their mode of expression doesn't go above the brim line of the eyes, which is this line right here. And this is, and I already said his name, so that's all right.
And with the Jivai, they are discernment lead mojos. So you're going to see a unifield face, a full faceness to that G carrying signal. Oh yeah, and the mouth pop is going to pop more than the eyes. This is Jivai Della Reese, Della Rogers.
Gabriel Melgar is pending.
Rhoda, that's how you pronounce it. Rhoda Morganson was born in the Bronx in December 1941. She's always felt responsible for World War II. She had a bad puberty that lasted 17 years. She's a high school graduate. She went to art school. Her entrance exam was on a book of matches. She decided to move out of the house at the age of 24. Her mother still refers to this as the time she ran away from home. Eventually, she ran to Minneapolis, where it's colder and she figured she'd keep better. Now she's back in Manhattan, New York. This is your last chance.
Was Rhoda a spin-off of Mary Tyler Moore?
Indeed.
It was. That's what I thought. It's funny how it did say that. Oh, I'm up. Nizai Valerie Harper as Rhoda Gerard. Nizai are knee mojos, knee on top, and so their eyes will have a dancing bobbing quality to it.
Nizi, do I give a cue?
No, not for this.
No.
Oh, okay. Nizi Julie Kavner as Brenda Morganson.
Nizi David Groh as Joe Gerard.
Oh yeah, $6 million man. After a crippled test pilot is rebuilt with nuclear-powered limbs and implants, he serves as a unique intelligent agent. When ace test pilot Steve Austin's ship crashed, he was nearly dead. Beside that, we have the technology to rebuild this man. The government decides to rebuild Austin, augmenting him with cybernetic parts which gave him superhuman strength and speed. Austin becomes a secret operative, fighting injustice where it is found.
Gina Lee Majors as Colonel Steve Austin.
Yes.
Because the first time we've talked about Shinai, so One of the things you'll see, and Lee Major is doing a good example here, but so the cunning eyes. So they have Nye as their second power, and Nye can be seen in the eyes and gives them this cunning eye quality.
Nicey Richard Anderson.
Nizy Martin E. Brooks.
Soft.
Oh, it's a soft read. I didn't even see that.
Loading.
Loading.
This page is loading. This is Shiny Lindsay Wagner.
And an inspirational couple.
Oh, we did one?
Yep.
We did Shiny, yep.
Oh, okay.
Chico the man.
Oh, that's right. Okay, thanks for keeping me honest.
Good times.
Good times.
A poor Afro-American family makes the best of things in the Chicago housing projects. Life in the Chicago projects is never easy. However, the Evans family never gives up trying to make the best of things. While Florida and James struggle to provide for their family, their sons, JJ, an aspiring painter, Michael, the undying political crusader, causing trouble while their sister Thelma stands between them as the voice of reason. Living in the same building were Willona Woods, Florida's best friend from high school, who provided support, love, and gossip, and Nathan Bookman, the overweight janitor who gave them grief and who was the butt of a lot of fat jokes, especially Willona, who often referred to him as Buffalo Butt or Booger. Life, at least, is never boring while they fight to keep their heads above water and one day leave the projects, which they did in the series finale. Sadly, it was without James, who was killed off in the 4th season. I remember the heart attack.
I remember that too.
Jivi Jeanette Du Bois as Willona Woods.
What?
Nijai, Ralph Carter as Michael Evans, and we haven't done Nijai yet, so Nijai is Ni Alpha, and that makes them perception lead. Their eyes pop first and have bifield faces. Anything, their emotive expression does not go into the eyes.
I, Bernadette Stennis.
Shiny Jim Walker.
JJ.
JJ!
Jivi Esther Roll. It's Florida.
Oh my god. How can we do JJ without going Dynamite?
Dynamite.
Now we have.
Nizy John Amos as James Evans, Sr.
Nishai Johnny Brown.
Bookman.
Bookman, right. Am I up?
Like so.
Okay, Barney Miller. The captain of a city police station and his staff handle the various local troubles and characters that come to the building. Barney Miller is the kind of cop we'd all like to run into. He is always sensible. He maintains order over a squadron of detectives who gamble for a hobby, get hit on by everything in skirts, go to Renaissance philosophy conventions for fun, and would really prefer to be writing. Nearly all of the action takes place in the squad room, where the citizens and criminals are brought in to complicate the mix. Boom, bada boom, bada boom.
Naji Hal Linden as Captain Barney Miller.
Oh, that's cool.
Struggling.
Sorry, I was thinking of all the relationships. Nizy Max Gall.
Alright. Shinai Ron Glass.
Nizy Steve Landsberg.
Nijai Ron Carney.
Nijai Jack Su. So?
Nizy James Gregory.
Nizi Abe Vigoda.
Naiji Barbara Berry.
There'll be a double Nige for the couple.
I think it's Starkler.
Nizy Gregory Sierra.
All right, Little House on the Prairie. The life and adventures of the Ingalls family in 19th century American West. Based on the popular Little House book series by Laura Ingalls Wilder, this hour-long dramatic series followed the frontier lives of Charles and Caroline Ingalls and their 3 young daughters, Mary, Laura, and Carrie.
Naiji Melissa Gilbert as Laura Ingalls.
Nijai Michael Landon.
Lindsay Greenbush is pending.
Sydney Greenbush is pending.
Naiji Karen Grassel.
That was inspirational.
Inspirational!
She's
There's actually a lot of inspiration on this one. She gives me such a fourth gear of Ronda Rousey on the right there.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they got the girls right!
There's a lot of Naiji on the show.
They got the girls right! They got the daughters right! That's so cool!
I know. That's when they, because most times they don't get it right, but it's cool that they do. Who's up?
Naiji Melissa Sue Anderson.
Nizy Catherine Scotty McGregor as Mrs. Olson.
Shiny Richard Bull as Mr. Olson.
Yeah, that wasn't quite right, but oh well.
Yeah, but she was a tough, hard-boiled Nizy. She had to have somebody humanizing her there.
I think it's an easy job.
Yeah.
Kevin Hagen.
They got her daughter.
Allison Arnbro.
They got her right, too.
Yeah.
They did a lot right, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Who's
Oh,
up?
it's my turn. Nijai Matthew Labiortix.
That's a crazy last name.
Yeah, the whole
That's a dinosaur.
I just said it how it sounded.
Transformers.
He's not hearing. He's not. Or maybe he is. Who knows?
Who's
Oh,
up?
cool. I'm up. Happy Days. The Cunningham family lived through the 1950s with the help and guidance from the lovable and almost superhuman greaser Fonzie. Richie Cunningham and his friend Potsy faced life at Jefferson High in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the 1950s. Lots of changes over time as kids come and go, new series spin off, Richie and pals go to college, then the army, even marriage, then the baby in the baby carriage.
Shiny Henry Winkler as Arthur Fonzie.
Fonz is shiny. Fonz is shiny.
Fonzarelli. She's
Tell the world.
shiny.
The Fonz is shiny.
That's so cool.
It makes sense now.
It's Starglow.
Nee Zai Marion Ross as Marion Cunningham.
So, not inspirational, but Knee Alpha. Nijai Tom Bosley as Howard Cunningham.
Double knee parents.
Right.
Guy Aaron Moran as Jody Cunningham.
I need the show.
Yeah.
Nijai Anson Williams.
Patsy.
Naiji Ron Howard as Richie Cunningham.
Nijai John Most.
Ralph Mouth.
Man with the most.
Nijai Al Molinaro as Al Del Vecchio.
Naiji Scott Bayo.
Bayo.
Bayo. My bad.
Chachi.
Chachi.
G. Nye Ted McGinley as Roger Phillips.
Nai Z Kathy Silvers as Jenny Piccolo.
Jenny Bigelow was a nice Z. That's cool.
Nijai Pat Morita as Arnold.
Oh, it's the guy.
Mr. Miyagi.
He is, yep. Yep.
Yes,
Karate
it
Kid.
is.
Who's up?
Is that Adimus?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Beretta. The cases of Maverick undercover New York detective Tony Beretta. Tony Beretta is a street-smart Maverick undercover cop with the NYPD. Won't hesitate for a second to...
It's not cooperating, but
Yeah.
He was cool. He was a cool dude.
Until that thing later on in life.
Yeah, well, that doesn't go with the story, Coach.
Won't hesitate for a second to toss the rule book out the window if it stands between himself and taking some bad guy off the street. His...
okay.
Okay.
I think
That's what happens next in the story.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yeah, we're getting the groove here.
yeah.
That's cool. We're having a good time. It's cool to see like all the famous shows where they are.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Take that out first.
It's cool too. Also noticing like how the shows impact you, like ones you don't know versus ones you do.
Yes.
So that's why the timeline is so important. Is because you don't know what shows a given person may have watched or what era they're from necessarily, but whatever shows occupied like they were into, man, it hits so hard.
That's right. It's very binary.
As a Nijai, I don't. There's very few of these movies from these shows from my childhood that I even missed. So I was like,
Yeah. You really caught a lot of them. You caught most of them,
Cool.
which is awesome.
Okay. Take two.
Oh, all right. Okay. Tony Beretta is a smart Maverick undercover cop with the NYPD who won't hesitate for a second to toss the rule book out the window if it stands between himself and taking some bad guy off the street. Yeah, conventional methods often land him in hot water with his boss, Inspector Schiller, later Lieutenant Brubaker. But as long as Beretta was getting the job done, there wasn't much they could do. Ex-cop Billy and Huggy Bear wannabe Rooster were Beretta's main men on the street, and Fred was his actor.
Like a country song.
Naiji Robert Blake as Detective Tony Beretta.
and talk about one of the original Mavericks. One-way walker, street smart Mavericks.
Ben.
Right, Ben?
yours.
Oh yeah, Tom Ewell is pending.
I like that mojo.
Shiny Michael D. Roberts as Rooster.
Ah,
Oh, Faulty Towers. Hotel owner Basil Faulty's incompetence, short fuse, and arrogance form a combination that ensures accidents and trouble are never far away. Inept and manic English hotel owner and manager Basil Faulty isn't cut out for his job. He's intolerant, rude, and paranoid. All hell frequently breaks loose as Basil tries to run the hotel, constantly under verbal and sometimes physical attack from his unhelpful wife Sybil, and hindered Sybil and hindered by the incompetent but easy target Manuel, their Spanish waiter.
And Nizy John Cleese.
Knees-eye prunella scales.
Inspirational. Andrew Sachs is pending.
Nizy Connie Booth.
Nizy Ballard Berkeley.
Jilly Flower is pending.
Skarsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch. Two streetwise cops bust criminals in their red and white Ford Torino with the help of police snitch called Huggy Bear. Tough Starsky and educated Hutch are plainclothes cops taking on dope dealers, muggers, and other thugs, aided by their red 74 Torino and informant Huggy Bear. Both bachelors' private lives play as interweaving threads in the drama.
Naiji David Soul.
Hutch. G. Nye, Paul Michael Glazer as Starsky.
Yeah. Johnny Antonio Fargas as Huggy Bear. How's it going?
Oh yeah, Huggy Bear.
That just sounds like it makes sense.
Bijay Ernie Hamilton.
Oh wow, the captain was in Nijai. That's cool.
Michelle, I left.
All right, Demas.
Yep. Welcome back, Cotter. A compassionate teacher returns to his inner-city high school of his youth to teach a new generation of troublemaking kids. Gabe Cotter is a high school teacher with a bunch of unruly students in his class. Student troublemakers are led by Vinny Barbarino, who has a knack for rhyming insults.
Barbarino.
Early Travolta.
Nijai Gabe Kaplan is Gabe Cotter.
Naiji John Travolta as Vinny Barbarino.
Which makes the two leads an inspirational bromance.
Interesting.
That's awesome.
There's actually quite a bit of that.
I'm sure there's a ton actually. Nijai Robert Hegyes as Juan Epstein.
Shiny Lawrence Hilton Jacobs as Freddie Boom Boom Washington.
Oh, and he was cooler than cool.
Oh, he was awesome.
Pending is Marcia Strassman as Mrs. Carter. Mrs.
I
Cotter.
would love to know what she turns out.
John Sylvester White is pending.
The principal.
Would they?
Mizai Ron Palillo.
Horseshot!
Sorry.
That's a
That's what he used to
That's a
do.
good one.
That's
He
what
did.
One day at a time, this sitcom follows recently divorced mother, Romano, and her two teenage daughters, Barbara and Julie, as they start a new life together in Indianapolis. They are befriended by building the superintendent, Dwayne Schneider, who treats them like family. Together, these four main characters face life's challenges together.
Naiji Valerie Bernelli as Barbara Cooper.
Nizai Bonnie Franklin.
Naisi Pat Harrington Jr. as Schneider.
I knew they were inspirational.
Naiji Mackenzie Phillips as Julie Cooper. Is that yours, Raglan?
The Jeffersons.
I love that show.
A nouveau riche African-American family who move into a luxury apartment building develop close, if occasionally fractious, relationships with other tenants. The Jeffersons was perhaps the most successful spin-off to the series All in the Family. George Jefferson was the black version of Archie Bunker in many respects. Both were loudmouthed, opinionated, and set in their bigoted ways. By 1975, Jefferson's fledgling dry cleaning business, Jefferson Cleaners, had successfully grown into a small chain. His newfound wealth led to moving his family to the deluxe apartment in the sky. The deluxe apartment in the sky in Manhattan. His family included his wife, Louise, a level-headed and open-minded woman who often had to scold George when his mouth got him into trouble, and Lionel, an engineering major at a local college. He especially disliked Tom and Helen Willis, a mixed couple. He was white, she was black, whose daughter, Jenny, was dating and later married Lionel. Florence, his sharp-tongued maid, and Harry Bentley, the esoteric Englishman who lived next door. George often flaunted his wealth and displayed rude, arrogant, bigoted behavior. However, he often found that money...
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Dot.
Nobody what? Ah! It's like the transmission just cut out. Ah!
Jiva Isabel Sanford.
Wheezy.
Wheezy.
Nye E. Sherman Bentley as George Jefferson.
Nizy Marla Gibbs as Florence Johnston.
Jivi Roxy Roker as Helen Willis.
Johnny Franklin Cover as Tom Willis.
Interesting.
That's an interesting couple.
Johnny Paul Benedict as Bentley.
Oh, get ready now. Get serious.
Oh my!
Oh,
This is a
yeah.
biggie.
All right, Saturday Night Live.
Holds a
The
lot
class-
of headspace.
The classic late night sketch comedy show. A late night comedy show featuring several short skits, parodies of television commercials, a live guest band, and a pop cultural guest host each week. Many of the SNL players have spun off successful independent comedy and or movie careers from here.
Vaiji Don Pardo as himself, the announcer.
And 5G, is that
that's
Oh,
good.
we haven't had a Vaiji yet. Okay,
yeah.
so Vi Alpha is Hunter, with a that Vi good grief. It's a literal power. They are directive.
Cool. I think it was were you looking for maybe concern, by concern?
Yeah.
By concern, that's the word I was looking for. Yes, thank you, Coach.
Like Prepared Eyes or something.
He had been doing this from
That's where I was
75.
going with that.
He had been doing this from 75 until a year ago. Unbelievable.
Nijai and Lenny Pickett as the band leader.
Band leaders in New York. Cool.
A lot of band leaders in Nijai.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
front man.
Paul Schaefer. So on. Nicey Daryl Hammond.
These various characters.
There.
Nige Seth Meyers.
It's a weekend update. Thank you.
I think we said the name.
Yeah.
And now the late night host.
Nijai Keenan Thompson.
Johnny Fred Armisen.
Nijai G.E. Smith.
Giant Tim Meadows as various characters.
Nizy Kevin Nielsen at Kevin Nielsen.
Nealon.
Nealon.
Nijai Jason Sudeikis.
Cool.
Nicey Bill Hader.
Is it Hater?
I think he's a hater.
Hater. Okay.
He's a hater.
Hater.
He's a hater.
Yeah, that's his personality too.
You have him.
Nige Phil Hartman. Don't you know him?
I always like the expression on his face on one left. Just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nijai Horatio Sands.
Cool.
Ben.
oh, sorry. Tom Davis is pending.
Nijai Will. Is it Forte or Fort?
Forte.
Forte.
Nijai Maya Rudolph.
Cool.
She's married to Nige Paul Thomas Anderson, I think.
Yeah.
Love inspirational couples. Nijai Chris Kattan.
He's so great. Mungo. Nijai Amy Poehler.
Nizai Chris Parnell.
Nijai Tracy Morgan.
Cool.
Nye Z. Will Ferrell. This-
Nizy Tina Fey.
Nige Andy Samberg.
They won't end. Nizai Bobby Moynihan.
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 Nizai Rachel Dretch.
Nizy Christian Wig.
Nizai Al Franken.
Cool.
Nijai Din Carney.
Naiji Jimmy Fallon.
Nijai Mike Myers.
Nizy Anna Gasteyer.
Starting to go. He's starting to turn Matrix.
So,
I think Glenn.
Oh, is it my turn? Oh, Nizy Molly Shannon.
Nizy David Spade.
Zenai Victoria Jackson.
Oh, good. She's not a Nijai.
Zenai.
I didn't want to claim her.
Zenai.
Dennis.
Oh, we were supposed to go do the Zenai Q, weren't we?
Oh,
Oh.
Thank you. Zenai are pilot mojos, and so they have that full face, sometimes called the helmet face. It's part of being a lead to sir, so it's unifield, but simply a forward unifield, well suited to jutting.
And
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Nizy Dennis Miller as weekend update anchor.
Nizai Garrett Morris.
So,
Nizy Gilda Radner.
Oh, and a double directive with her husband.
Yeah, too louder. Yeah.
Assumed Pedrad is pending.
Nizy Jane Curtin.
Nizy Lorraine Newman.
Nizy Jan Hooks.
Nijai Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Nijai John Lovitz.
Nizy Sherry O'Terry.
Nizy Dan
Aykroyd.
Aykroyd. These pictures kind of.
I know.
Yeah,
What's going on there?
Matrix.
Yeah.
So,
It's Ben.
Oh yeah, Nizy Norm McDonald.
Nijai Vanessa Bayer.
Nizy Taryn Killam.
Shiny J Farrow.
quite a few Johnny, actually. Nijai Lauren Michaels.
Yeah.
Nizy Colin Quinn.
Nizy Adam Sandler.
Nizy Nora Dunn.
Nizy John Belushi.
Nizy Robert Smigel.
Nizy Rob Schneider.
Nizy Abby Elliott.
Jivai Ellen Cleghorn.
Nijai Julia Sweeney.
Nizy Bill Murray.
The man.
Nizy Mary Gross.
Nizy Joe Piscopo.
Piscopo.
Piscopo. I like how it rolls off the tongue. That's nice.
Jaime Mark McKinney.
Nizy Eddie Murphy.
Nizy Chris Rock.
Nizy Robin Duke.
Nizai Tim Kaczynski.
Nizai Jim Brewer.
Nizy Finesse Mitchell.
That's no joke.
No.
So test your fortitude, y'all.
I know, right? It's like this.
This is Game of Thrones-esque right here.
Really?
Yeah, I think biggest cast of all time probably got to be SNL and Game of Thrones right now.
Yeah.
They're like 100.
Because it's been going on forever.
Yeah. The time factor for sure. What's Doctor Who? Here's a Doctor
Big
Who.
was not this big.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
SNL cast members, they come and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, who's got this one?
Who's up?
Yeah, who's up?
Ben.
Oh, my turn. Okay. Nizai Julia Louise Dreyfus.
Which makes Seinfeld an inspirational.
Nicey Kate McKinnon.
Nijai Paul Schaefer. Oops, sorry.
No, that
I'm
was
too
yours.
excited about that one.
You'll flip.
I got the next one. Nizy Melanie Hutzel.
Nice check case.
Zenai 80 Bryant.
Nizy Cicely Strong.
Nye Brian Doyle Murray.
Wow, of these I. So
Oh my god.
these I have our perception lead, and you'll see that there's that visceral amped energy will dominate the eyes. So this is these I Jeff Richards.
Cool.
Oh, Shiny Brad Hall.
Niji Dean Edwards.
Shiny Harry Shearer.
Nizai, Michael Patrick O'Brien. Nizai had that look where they just look naughty, make you laugh.
Totally.
Zaini
Oh.
Don Ronaldo.
Father Guido.
Is that the first Niji that we
Oh,
did?
that is. So
Yeah.
Zaini,
Nice.
they will have, because Zai is their source power, they will have an unflappable expression in their face, which is at times accompanied with a head tilt to the right, because that's where your head tilts when you access the power of Zai.
That is.
I had said it before.
Nizy J. Moore.
All right.
Oh my
Alrighty.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so did am I remembering this right? Are all the SNL anchors either Niji or Nizy?
Most of them are, yeah, it looks like so. All right, so
That's
this is
really interesting.
it is. This is the last one here. Who's up?
Oh, last one we're gonna do?
Yeah, then we'll move on to Act 2.
Fair enough. I, Claudius. The history of the Roman Empire as experienced by one of its rulers. The mini-series follows the history of the Roman Empire from approximately the death of Marcellus, 24/23 BC, to Claudius' own death in 54 AD. As Claudius narrates his life, we witness Augustus's attempts to find an heir, often foiled by his wife Livia, who wants her son Tiberius to become emperor. We also see the conspiracy of Sejanus, the infamous reign of Caligula, and Claudius' own troubled period of rule.
Caligula.
Caligula. Then.
Next, boy.
Najee Derek Jacob.
Jacoby.
Jacoby. Oh, I did not see that eye. It's so the quality of the image.
Nicey George Baker as Tiberius.
I love the names. Nizy Margaret, Tyzak as Antonia.
Nizy Sivan Phillips as Livia.
Nijai Brian Blessed as Augustus.
Another Nijai ruler.
Nizy James Faulkner as Herod Agrippa.
Nizy John Hurt as Caligula.
A lot of nice in this.
Yeah.
Nice Patricia Quinn as Lavilla.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, wow.
Starklow. She's like, where's the
Wait.
God.
Yeah.
Or-
Who's
One of my favorite actors of all time.
Ben is up.
Oh, okay. Nice Patrick Stewart.
This is Janice.
All right.
That is it.
So we'll
Okay.
see you next time.
And it's Infiniti's turn. Let's make note of that as well.
We'll just start from the
Scratch, yeah.
this from scratch. Yeah.
All right. Come back to our Infinity samples. So we'll start off with Starglow working back towards Jylene, but Infinity will go last.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. So get started. Okay. First required sample. Donna Halper, radio consultant and historian. What'd you say, Starglow?
Let me get my. I'm pulling up my list. Sorry, I was
Oh, yeah.
a little behind.
Ready.
Really like my answers.
Yeah, this was a really interesting quiz. For Infinity, always throws out interesting people. Donna Halper, I guessed Nizai.
I guessed Naiji.
How about you, Infinity?
Oh, I thought I'd go last.
Yeah, he's last.
Oh, he's last.
That's right.
I'm sorry. That's so then.
That's okay. No
It's
problem.
Ben's turn.
Oh, yes. I guess Naiji.
I guess Naiji as well. Wasn't too confident.
This is Xenai.
And I was between those the Naiji and Xenai, and I banked Naiji.
And I went Nijai.
Nobody got her.
Whoa! What is?
Wow.
What is she?
I believe she's Nicey.
Oh crap! I wanted to guess that. I wanted to guess that.
Oh,
Ah!
Naiji.
I was gonna guess it.
Wow.
That does make sense.
I'm
Oh,
such
there's-
a.
I totally see it. In retrospect, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, me too.
I've seen Nijai and Z. I've
I
seen
mean,
them.
But I got Nizez.
You know, like I was.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Just I actually was thinking Naiji for a while. I kept trying to make it work, but things happened to Jylene happened to me, which was like this mouth. It's
Can't
shy.
reconcile with
It-
I like that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I was seeing that. Like, I was considering, like, Nijai and stuff. I didn't consider Naiji, though.
Oh
But
man.
I got Zinez because
Yeah, you did. You did.
look, she riffs off of one of my best friends. Like totally riffs off of one
Interesting.
of my best friends, which is a near inspirational for me.
Interesting.
Where are you going though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one is Chuck Klosterman, pop culture author and essayist.
Okay, I guess Nijai.
I don't want to do this guy. I said Naiji.
Okay. Ben. What'd you say?
I guess Nijai, but I was kind of confused on him.
I said Naiji.
Okay.
I said Naiji.
I said Nizai. What'd you say?
I
Infinity?
said Nijai.
Is this the one with the beard?
Yeah.
The red beard? Yeah, he's
Isn't
Naiji.
it? Naiji.
Oh.
That's his hands were too percussive. Like he
I
was.
was
We
wondering-
talked constantly. I thought he might be objective.
He had a lot of shiny baby going on, so I can see why you might think Naiji
Yeah.
or some.
Yeah, exactly. It fooled me. It's
But,
exactly
yeah.
right.
Yeah, I can see Naiji. That makes
That's
sense.
what I got. That's
This
perfect.
guy?
You ripped a little bit of John.
I almost
Hacker.
considered Xenai.
Okay. Okay, next one is Stephen Jay Gould, evolutionary biologist. What did you say?
And I said Nijai. There, and if
Cool.
What does he look like?
All
Stephen.
right, I said
hold on.
Stephen J. Gould.
Yeah.
I said Nijai for him.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I guess Nijai.
And Infinity. So I said Nijai as well.
I ended up going with Naiji.
I said Nizai.
He's
I said
Nijai.
Nijai. Yeah, Nijai. Yeah.
Nijai. He's just.
He's Nizai.
yay.
A lot of you guys got that one. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of-
I may cut you off on the pronunciation of this one, just as.
Okay.
This one's tricky.
So,
Oh,
Rabbi Julie Botek.
Otea.
Botea.
But yeah.
Good job. You did a great job. I thought you were going to say Boteach.
Uh,
How
I'm not
about
gonna
him?
run.
What did you say for him? Starglow?
Nijai.
Okay.
I said Vaiji.
I guess Baiji, but I'm not really sure at all. I don't know.
How about
I said Naiji.
I was saying Jazz Hunter. Yeah.
I said
See,
Nijai.
I said Zenai.
Zenai.
Oh!
I was not expecting that.
Now
I
that I
was-
think about
I was
it,
really-
totally Alex Jones.
That's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been my second guess.
But it does happen. Like you see, like Jesse Jackson, and also like the Tibetan Lama guy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And that does, it does make sense. I was thinking about that too, and I was really considering that in my
I think
report
at
docs.
Mojo.
Yes, totally
But I
in
switched
that
to Baiji.
Zenai, Guru, Louise Hay, those kind of
Yeah.
yes, that.
I
Yes.
was worried about that.
Very interesting.
Last one of the required samples is Konishiki.
Oh yes, sumo wrestlers.
Yeah.
Cool. We haven't gotten to these dogs.
I had a tough time with footage a little bit, but
Yeah, footage was interesting. That's true.
So Nijai.
That would be really
It wasn't
I'm
Nijai.
actually kind of hoping for that. I don't know. I didn't guess that though, but
What'd you say, Glenn?
I said Naiji because he's like the best. I think. I don't know.
I guess these eye.
Cool.
next.
You said Nizai? Is that what
No,
you
I said these eye.
That's the best say. I thought it'd be decent. I said Naiji.
I said Vizai.
said Vizai?
I said Vizai.
Vizai.
Yeah, makes sense.
Good job, guys. I thought it was going to get that's different.
You said something last week that really helped with that about carrying weight. You said either Nijai or Vizai, and I was wondering about that.
Yeah, I figured that sumo wrestling probably wouldn't be like too far off, like from wrestling as a bubble. But I'm sure there are
Yeah.
differences.
That helped.
WWE wrestling, yeah. I think there would be maybe more Vizai.
Alright, what's
Yeah,
up?
that makes sense. You see a lot of like the alpha in football too and stuff. But you see other motions too.
Yeah, definitely. Optional samples. First one, Modest Yahoo, reggae musician.
I guess Naiji.
Yeah, same.
I didn't guess on the optionals.
I said Naiji.
I didn't guess.
I said Naiji.
I said Naiji.
Naiji.
Yeah, I was pretty sure about that one.
I was thinking Vaiji maybe, but I think Naiji.
Oh yeah, he's got that rebel streak,
Yeah.
that Naiji
Yeah.
rebel streak. So running,
Yeah.
even though
The
he
syncopated
chose
rhythm.
a traditional religion, he's got that. Oh, this
Syncopated rhythm. Syncopated rhythm. I think
this
is-
rebel with a cause vibe. So
Yeah.
much so.
Yeah. Next one, Akabono, sumo wrestler. Sumo wrestler.
I guess Naiji on this one.
Okay.
I guessed Vizai.
Mitchell, did you guess?
I did not guess on this particular one.
Yes.
Nope.
I said Vizai. What'd you say, Infinity?
I passed.
Vizai it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't confident in these
Yeah.
results. I'm glad I didn't guess.
Should have done it. Okay.
Next one is George Church, molecular geneticist.
Nijai.
Naiji.
Okay. Mitchell, did you guess?
Pass.
Pass. I said Nizai.
Pass.
Naiji, lots of Zai.
Man.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
I was either going to say Naiji or
And
Zen.
very shiny baby too.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not combo. You see that?
Okay.
Zai heavy, but a shiny baby with that Zai heavy. That's really cool game.
Kevin Klosterman also had a lot of shiny baby. Thomas Kincaid, painter. Did you guess on him, Starglow?
Thomas Kincaid, yes, Nijai.
I said Naiji.
I said Naiji for him.
Didn't guess.
I said Nijai. I was between the two, though.
Pass.
He's Nishai.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure between Nijai or Shiny. Okay.
totally. But Infinity, he totally has that.
He does.
Apple
I
cheese.
just I thought it could have just as easily been shiny, and I passed.
Yeah.
And we had those curl
Yeah,
digits.
curl digits.
Yeah.
Dick, and he was amazing at detailing stuff in his technique.
Yeah, and y'all notice he's got the really, really big Vi crinkle because he spends so much detail time, I think.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Last one is Dick Schaap, sports writer and broadcaster. Did you guess on that one, Starglow?
Yeah, I guess Z Vi.
Interesting. I said I was going back and forth between both Vi Alpha and maybe even the Z9, but I settled on Vi G.
Okay.
Pass.
I said by G.
And I said Viz.
I see.
I was between those.
Oh,
Classic sportscaster.
Yeah. And I just thought there was too much Z, and I made that Alpha, and I shouldn't have made that mistake.
Yeah. He
yeah,
sort
the
of had
sportcasters, are going to have a good amount of articulation.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I relied too heavily on that Z articulation being so strong for him. Yeah.
All right, so we have some goodies to go over here.
Yeah.
Definitely, let's start with Donna Halper, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, I'm so mad. Oh,
And then the Rabbi, I think.
I should have got her.
I know all of these. I'm like,
I should have gotten that Z9, dude. Because that's what I thought at first, but then I switched to Baiji.
There we go.
And if I'd have thought harder about that, I'd have gone with Z9 too, because like he has a bit of that Alex Jones. He tries to be more shy about it, but he has a bit of that Alex Jones inflexibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Good call.
Yeah.
He also does a lot of very comfortable jutting.
Yeah.
A ton of
That
shots.
too.
He
That
has a good
too.
game, I would say.
Well, he's got very good shy. Very good shy.
Yes.
He has a bright V eyes as well.
Interesting. He's a Z Alpha though.
Right? The NES pilots have brighter. Actually, all the pilots have brighter eyes than the hunters do.
Yeah.
They don't have the brightness
I'm
of
Kurt
a
Barnett.
adaptive, but
This
they're
week
brighter.
in Radio Tech, I'm joined by Chris Tuck.
This one's not a very good one.
yeah, I know that this one was actually the best one.
Yeah.
I think, but that one was not playing.
That's the one that really worked.
Okay.
And could we get a link?
Once we settle on one, I will.
Sure.
This person discovered my favorite rock band, Rush. That's why I put her in there to start with.
She loves Rush.
She sure does.
So much of my best friend's riff is in this. I wish that my best friend's gone, but I wish that I could get a video of her and confirm that. But so much of her riff is in here.
Probably go in. What people mainly guess Nige in her. What else?
I guess Z.
I guess Nizai, her
I guess
Zanez.
Okay. I can tell you on the adaptive, she's way too percussive.
Yeah.
Look for that. That would jump out right away. But some other stuff she would.
I see it in the eyes. I should have noticed in the eyes.
That is a bit tricky.
Yeah, that was the one where I fell.
Yeah, but she has that anvil.
He
Yeah,
has
yeah.
longer lines,
Mhm.
longer face, and the digits.
Okay, since we can't play her in the Hangout, I'm screen sharing with you guys.
And I totally get
That's worth it.
the first thing that hit me was the logic based.
Okay, so right here.
Yeah.
CAS. And it plays
I knew she was an IZ. Really, I did.
Okay, right there, you'll see her when she pulls back. A lot of times, if she's getting really pumped on something, it's in a more right there, classic. She's on her right when she's actually doing her resonating.
Shy pullback.
This shy pullback, the emoting's going up, but even there, it does not go into the peak. So
No.
Yeah.
I got Hunter right away for myself. I got the piercing and the longer lines and the broken rhythm. But I went IG at first. I was trying to make that work, but it wouldn't. It's because of that mouth right there. You see it. It's unaware. It's pumped up, but it's actually a lower lip, heavy, open,
Yes.
receptive.
Shy
Notice
pullback from a
lower-
hunter.
lower lip.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious. Would you guys go ahead and jump in now and see what you see? Because I think a lot of it was probably what happened to me as well. Was just not really considering Nizy. So I'm curious now what you guys can see.
Yeah, I can see the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see the mouth.
Because I got logic and I got perception, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, Nizai, because that's what that is. But no, I didn't even go on the directive side.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of Nizy in
Yeah.
the radio business.
Able to get a job.
For me, I was going back and forth between Naiji and Jaini.
Right, this
There's a little bit of both in there, but it's actually Naiji.
More dissatisfaction than
Yeah.
Xena has also.
yeah.
And this is WCAS Radio, 7:40 a.m. in Cambridge. And so I was doing my radio show.
I mean, I could see that there was like a disconnect like between the emoting. Like I could kind of tell it wasn't really going into the cheeks. So I just thought that I sort of just assumed that was the result of Lazai or something, but that doesn't actually the case. She actually is logic based.
And
So.
and if I'd have really thought that through, instead of letting just the logic base and the perception give me the answer without going to the next step, I'd have seen the Jai mouth. I think I might have gone that direction, but I didn't even go that direction.
Yeah, I didn't consider it. I was like, I was just trying to justify something that, because I've seen the 9, and then I was just saying, okay, maybe she just has a lot of Zai, and she has like the thin lips that some of them have, like some Naiji have that skin lips. But yeah, when you look at
If he likes that, I taught Sunday school for
obviously, you know.
Like her mouth creases, they don't even. There's no wrinkles above the nose. There just aren't any.
Yeah.
There's this like cool sort of sheer cheeks that she's got going on.
Yeah, okay.
Getting accepted.
Yeah.
And Bob wrote
You can see a lot of dissatisfaction
A&M
for sure.
Yeah.
WMNS. He sent me a copy of this record, which I still
That's what I
have.
focused on most.
Yeah.
Here it is, folks. This is the record that I got sent.
I think I was looking more
My
at
friend
that.
Bob Roper was not the kind of person who would send me any piece of garbage. Okay, he had a
And that V does come out when she goes to move and be percussive. Her eyebrows perk up.
Yeah. And her
Interesting.
hair's interesting because it's not like Warm Wizard. It definitely have like a more spidery quality.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I dropped the little downward working with it. And yeah, in this case,
She's got very good game. She rolls all the way down the peak pathway, all the way to V. And her V is very good.
Tone of voice.
I got confused and thinking she was a Nijai in modulation. That's what was messing me up.
Yeah. I can see how that would happen.
Yeah. That's my band.
Yeah, like that raspy tone of voice is just something I hear on a lot of Z-Mojos. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. That's a good.
yeah.
She's got a voice.
And the Z Mojos are big in broadcast. There's more Z Mojos in broadcast than just about anything else.
Yep.
Her voice does
There's
sound
something
cool.
about that Z voice on the radio that we all love.
Goes through.
That they were going to be
Yeah.
jobs. But did I think they were going to have a bright future? Yeah, absolutely. I sure did.
Yeah, she has that earnestness of Jai. She articulates her.
Oh, that's something else I do too.
When they played at the
I
Elks,
also had to wave off what a fierce advocate she was for Rush,
still.
and that Rush, I think, had their knee shy. You know, so I was like, I had to like put it out there, like, you know, anyone could actually be a huge fan of someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Good call.
You know what?
I actually didn't know what their mojo was, but
Yeah, 2 Nijais and a
makes
Niji.
sense. Makes sense that would influence.
Miss Donna Helton on radio WMMS. Right here in Cleveland.
That there is something about that Z Jai voice though on the radio that just brings us all in, that we all love, that we form this bond with the broadcaster. There's something about that Z Jai voice that we all
I
love.
agree with you wholeheartedly.
Nijai are in there too. A lot of Zenai, then a good amount of Bai-Z, Nai-Z, and Nijai.
That's
Yeah.
the direction they were going
Interesting.
in.
Very true.
There's a I can't put my finger on what that thing is, but I remember listening to hours and hours of it overnight or
Maybe
on
a
the
combination
radio.
of warmth of like this warmth, but also just the efficiency and the way they sound. This combo
It's
there.
a crisp warmth. It's
Crisp warmth.
I find more accessible.
It's an enunciated, very crisp, warm feeling.
You got it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I think we're fine to move on, but this is good insights. Another one probably is
The rabbi?
the rabbi. Yes. Hey,
Yes.
Petey, did you get that one right?
Yes, I did.
He did.
All right, so go ahead. Take lead in that one.
I mean, the one thing that I noticed was that the articulation wasn't going. I mean, the Jai resonating wasn't going high. So that's, as you'll see, it kind of was staying localized.
I think a bias came over me. I was thinking he can't be like a Z alpha or Zez alpha because I think he's religious, right? So
Yeah.
I tend to think of like logic-based mojo, especially Zez alpha, as not being into religion as much, but that's not always the case, obviously.
I'm also saying here.
But also he's kind of known to be a countercultural rabbi.
Yes. He wrote a book called Kosher Sex and Kosher Adultery, just FYI.
Yeah. Oh, Demas was saying something. I didn't quite catch.
Sorry about that.
There's a very notable amount of Xeni in spiritual paths, especially in this, like, because this is kind of like a spiritual communicator. So
I think, and also I think institutions of power in certain cultures is that their religious groups hold a lot of, like, say, institutionalized blocks of power, and that's something that can be attractive to a Xeni, particularly if they have, strong, say, Nai and Jai, for example. That can be attractive for multiple reasons, but one of them is definitely that it's a platform.
Oh, the
Yes.
institutional power is very attractive to Xeni. Yes, totally.
Yeah,
So I just
see
noticed
that.
a lot of jutting, a lot of pilot jutting, and then at the same time, I didn't see any of the Jai going. I didn't see anything going up.
Sorry, that's that mama.
Yeah, there's no, the Z totally is over his face, but you hear that Jai in his voice constantly. He's got
Yeah.
very good Jai, but you never see the Jai. You never see it on his face.
He's got a lot of animation in his head.
Exactly.
So he's double barreling a lot.
Yeah.
And,
You see this a
he's got
lot
that-
amongst Orthodox rabbis, by the way.
One thing
I think
I kind of dialed in on at one point as well, just to make sure I wasn't seeing something else, is distinguishing between skillful, very good usage of your subjective powers and being a subjective mojo. So a lot of people thought he might be a Jez hunter because he does go into his Nai a lot, quite a bit, but it is underwater. Here, jutting and communicating and the flashing the VIs is more colorful like that. Oh yeah, you see that?
Oh, okay.
See,
Yeah.
and I know that's one of the things I noticed. I ruled out subjective because when he closes his eyes, he pauses everything to close his eyes, and that's like an subjective mojo. That just y'all just roll with it. Y'all subjective roll. Y'all roll with that going into your Jai or not.
Yeah.
Y'all just roll with it. He has to he stops speaking to go into his Nai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. Very
I think the beard is something that kind of threw me off a little bit too. I couldn't quite see the Z anvil all the way from forehead to chin.
Yeah.
I guess.
I can see that. One thing that helped me with that is actually seeing a lot of different world leaders, which is a bubble we're covering down the road, and you'll see a lot of different looks, and particularly some of the world leaders from some other countries.
That's Z.
They tend to have a lot of bearded looks. You see the beard with the animal. But it does take a kind of experience with it because the beard does obscure it kind of go off a little bit.
Right.
And I put a lot of beards this week.
Yeah,
And there's going to be another in a couple minutes.
and the similar thing to Alex Jones with the total Jai coming through in the voice, like really, really Jai amped up, but no expression on the face.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
How many
How many people got Chuck Klosterman?
I don't know
I
who
got
that
it.
is.
I got him wrong. I was
CNIG.
debating between the Nijaz.
I got him. I got him.
And I got him
Yeah,
wrong.
me too. I got him too.
I said Nijai, so I guess the opposite Nijai.
Yeah, I said Nijai. But I clearly had Naiji in mind. But I just went the other way.
Okay, go for it. What about the
Optional.
what about Stephen Jay Gould? I feel got it right.
I did.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah.
I got it.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't have much of an
I
issue.
think the sumo wrestler might be, or
He was
Yeah,
for a lot of
yeah,
people. A few people
sumo.
got hit.
Let's do Vizai. Yeah, let's do a Vizai.
Okay, then let's go with maybe George Church, the bearded dude there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that.
Or how about Dick Schaap? How many people got that right?
I did.
I didn't guess on any of the
I
options.
think a lot of people didn't even guess on
I
that.
didn't guess on Dick.
I
If
kind
you
of.
didn't guess, you're not going to get the benefit. But
I was hoping
By the
we
way,
could-
you could have gotten help by looking at his son Jeremy Schaap, who's actively doing broadcasting, but that's a whole other issue.
What about the painter guy, Thomas Kincaid?
Yeah, I think a lot of people got that.
A
So,
lot of people got hit.
so what is this dude's mojo?
Vizy.
5G. Okay.
Vizy.
By Z.
Vizy, yeah.
He's by Z. Okay, that makes sense.
And who got that right? Needy?
Yes.
I got
Is it-
Vizai.
But I did it heavily on bubble. That was a bubble decision, heavily.
I guess Vizai.
Is there a link?
I mean, you could see it's going. It's going to the mid. It's not going to the brim.
Yeah, he's got no emoting above the see, I guess logic based. So yeah, no emoting above the midline.
One thing that helped me do with him as well was
There you go.
for those who are guessing by. For those who are guessing by G, is he does have that Z with Jai gravelness to his voice. That raspy quality.
He reminds me of the one NBA guy that does a lot of. I forget his name.
But do you know what channel he's on? ABC,
No.
ESPN.
So one of the things I did was I got the Z part, and I was thinking, like, that was the first thing that struck me, and the I guess by not because of the bubble, but because of it was more Yang than the Nai would have been. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't see a lot of Nye, and there's.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of a concentrated vibe right off the bat.
Right.
And
Right.
I got a riff as far as like the concern note of that. But the guy who was in 60 Minutes who used Andy Rooney, I think.
yeah, interesting.
I think he's Vaiji though, but
He's a
just
Vaiji, okay.
as far as the level of
So you're
concern.
saying all old white bi alpha dudes look the same? Is that what you're saying?
Wow, Coach. You know, it is harder to
If you have-
recognize one that's not your own
If you
mojo.
have any doubt, look to his son
I
Jeremy
kind of have that
Schaap.
same feeling to an
Jer-
extent.
Jeremy Schaap is an active broadcaster. If you want backup, father to son.
I got the same riff, Jilene, but that made me say by G. So this is gonna help
Yeah,
me.
that made me say Vaiji too.
The logic base though struck me right off the bat.
Is Howard Cosell a Vaiji? I think he.
Howard Cosell by Z. Okay. Coach said he thinks so.
Okay.
I thought he
They
was like
kinda
a
worked
Vaiji
together.
It's Act 3.
Okay, so time for Act 3, everyone.
Okay.
Alrighty, Panini, what is our sample?
Another rabbi, Rabbi Michael Berg from the Kabbalah Center. Michael Berg.
Oh, I know him. Or I don't
He has,
know him personally,
he has
but
influenced Madonna, Mila Kunis, many different people.
yeah, I remember him being big in the '80s guru stuff.
Wait,
I did a little bit of research on Kabbalah before, but I kind of dropped it.
Cool.
Infinity?
Yeah.
Is it B-E-R-G?
Yeah, exactly. B-E-R-G, Berg. Another I wanted to get the the rabbinical bubble a little bit going. The rabbinical and the sumo.
Yeah. New bubbles.
Exactly. That was
But you
part
know,
of the goal.
it does a bit follow, well, except for like in the Christian leadership, they're
Sorry, Starglow. I muted you inadvertently.
oh, that's okay. I was just going to say, in the Christian leadership bubbles, especially the evangelical Christian bubbles, there tends to be more literals, but I don't think that follows in some of the older rabbinic traditions or some of the older
I agree.
Catholic traditions.
It's different. It's a little different.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to try this.
Yeah.
And I think it does have to do with what Coach mentioned about the institutional power.
Yes.
Because actually a lot of like presidents and prime ministers in like Arab countries, I think, are Zenai. Like families, entire families.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could you confirm, is this the person we're meeting?
It is. It is.
Thank you.
Thumbs up.
Now, study sedation.
Okay.
What Bar Yochai was adamant that the need to teach, disseminate this life. This was because he knew, at least he does, that it is only with the dissemination of the light, the wisdom of Kabbalah, specifically the light that is within the Zohar, that a true change can come to our world, that the pain, suffering, and death that exists in our world. So Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, although he knew that his life could be at stake,
I kind of feel a heaviness as he's like
continues to
emotional
disseminate this
heaviness
light, this
of,
wisdom.
that I usually associate with Shai.
The Romans
As he's
decide they are going to kill
talking.
Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai as they killed his teacher.
His mouth is popping to me for some reason. There's something about his mouth.
Yeah.
12 years he studies there.
It seems kind of unaware. I'm not sure.
Great
Seems
soul
like his
throughout
lower
history.
lip is
Moses,
doing a lot of
Elijah, the
action.
prophet. They all
Yeah,
come
I'm noticing that also.
in the
Yeah, and I don't think it's just because his lower lip is more visible. I think it actually does look like.
was enclosed
Yeah.
all the light that we individually and that the world collectively needs.
His gesturing seems kind of yin though. I don't know what that's all about.
It's revealed by Rav Shimon Bar Yochai. It's still, concealed.
Like compared to the other rabbi that we read that was read as Sinai, he doesn't give me like that.
Found
Well,
anew the light.
Yeah, totally different.
But yeah, not that like
The only way
jutting
to
forward.
truly change our world.
Yeah.
Eyes
Individual
salute the
change.
glass kind of look.
More contemplative or something.
Yeah, I don't. I kind of feel like I'm not able to see as much directive energy fields with this guy.
Whenever we speak of the Zohar, whenever we speak of
Yeah,
project,
that's so far.
Even though it could still be.
Yeah, you
I
can
know.
still
Still be.
It could still be one. I'm just saying I'm not
In terms of,
seeing
yeah, totally.
as much.
Yep.
Besides him articulating. Him articulating
How
things.
about like interpretive or literal?
and it is only as this light becomes,
That's
How
a
about
great
interpretive
question.
literal?
this light becomes
Yeah, I'm getting logic based here.
working.
I don't know. I'm
Is
not. I don't
Major
know if I'm
hitting me?
noticing that drawing.
What about like his face?
A what?
As for literal,
What was that, Mitchell?
What about like his face? Kind of an interesting.
It's very round.
Yeah, very round.
It is round.
face, I'm noticing.
Got a cute face.
Which you see more with objectives, I think.
yeah.
I really
Not
like
saying
this
he is.
video.
Yeah.
I'm
interesting.
also leaning more towards objective.
I just want to
I've already
say.
decided.
Well, then
I
we
just
know
want
what
to
you think.
say that this video is really good. I like this video. You see everything.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really good quality. There's no like commercials or anything or weird things going around. It's
Yeah, they're
just-
not like cutting back between interviewers and doing weird angles. And,
Yeah, and you can see the hands.
yep,
Totally.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this is perfect framing for anybody who is wanting to know how to send in a video.
This sets the paradigm.
Yeah, and the green screen is nice added touch.
It's sophisticated.
Pain, suffering, and death.
He's a smart rabbi.
include the end of the corrections.
Religion by the book.
In order
How is everybody? How is everybody stand? Are we? Who's?
I'm still kind of a little bit.
I'm stuck between the Najaz.
Energy.
Yeah, look at the emoting. I mean, does it look like it's not really? I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's I totally think it's logical.
you can see those lines moving like right here.
Yeah,
And, you know,
I haven't
people can have this over. If
decided
one of
on
them
the
has a
logical
greater
logic
appreciation,
yet.
knowledge,
I
understanding of its
feel like
life,
you look at
of
it
its power,
happily, though.
you see it more like
Like this is
the other
very
person
cool
who has
delivery,
the
but
Zohar, who receives
I don't
some
know if I
light,
see sheerness per se.
but if they do not have an appreciation, have an understanding.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's sheerness, but it does seem like there's a lot of.
Yeah, I would have liked to see like him being asked questions by someone.
And
Like
this is
to
true
see him
for
in
everyone.
a mode than
Who
just
already knows about the Zohar, who may
delivering.
be
Yeah, do we have that option in Infinity? Do we have a video like that?
He's been giving like one continuous presentation.
yeah. He has this energy to me that makes like it seems like he sort of demands to be paid attention to.
Yeah.
I agree.
That gives me an objective energy feeling.
Yeah.
What do you
And
want?
directive.
Objective directive, yes.
Of him like being,
Directive is that demanding.
I'm
Well, yeah, because adaptive
I'm
objective is
stuck.
more like, look at me, look at me.
I think
And the more listeners.
Hey guys, sorry, I was asking Infinity a question. Infinity, do you have a video of him being interviewed?
Do I have a video? I can look and see if there's one.
Yeah, I was looking for. I couldn't find any other interviews.
Oh, really? All right, let me look.
But
I'll get on the case.
cool. Thank you.
No
his
problem.
eyes always seem focused on the camera. That's what I noticed. It doesn't ever stop articulating.
Does anybody else see an Alex Jones riff?
Sort of. He's got the beard, and the glasses, and the.
That face, though, I know what you mean. Like the shape
I
is
see what you're saying.
Alex.
He's got like the rounder
Oh,
face.
look at the round. Could be.
face.
It makes sense. Z9 does make sense.
Yeah.
He's got much more of a yin game, I would say, though, as
I
compared to
don't-
Alex Jones.
Yeah, but
Whoa,
then throw in
that doesn't
Alex
take
Shmuley
much.
in that.
What do you say?
I don't see anyone where he's actually interviewed. I see him just giving talks of different kinds.
Well, you have one. If you could maybe shoot over one of those.
Oh, sure.
Is there one where like he's being asked questions by the audience?
Possibly. Let's see.
Presentation is not actually the standard we go with. It's actually an interview style because presentation does throw things off.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh, I meant like, but you like for if somebody's submitting a video for Pod Layer, they're probably not going to have an interview style. I was talking more about the framing.
That's true, but also for those who are submitting to Pod Layer, they're doing a vlogger style, so they would be doing it straight on like this, talking just them, but it's going to be off the cuff. I don't believe that this person is talking.
Yes. You're right. It's a
Yeah.
presentation.
He seems a little more
I
prepared.
don't. Yeah. Thus far, I don't see interviews.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying now, Coach. Presentation mode versus off the cuff mode.
Yeah, one's like more
I
prepared.
mean, I'd like to see, even if he had the stage with another person, but I don't know if I see that.
Well, I think maybe we can play one of these. Where?
Yeah, I've read them, so you can go for them.
Okay, I think I got one here. Media. I'm going to try to load it up.
Okay, thanks, Darlene. Yeah, let me know if it doesn't suffice, and then I'll look for another. Or I don't know.
Of impurity, we take a level of negativity.
Here we go.
Anybody who comes in contact with the house as a dead body, they take upon themselves a piece of that skeleton, a piece of that activity. And for the Kohanim, the priest, there's a unique commandment, the nefesh lo yitama ba'alam. They are not allowed to become pure.
Hold on, are we looking at a different video?
And then it goes on.
Yeah,
to say
sorry, Glenn.
there are certain people.
Let me grab
Oh. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, we just started. There you go.
Thank you.
to their father, to their mother. They are allowed to be around the body, to be at the funeral. But the question, of course, is, we know that the Torah is meant for all of us to receive light and wisdom and direction from.
I am seeing a bit more of a jutting going on, for what it's worth, on this one as he's teaching it. But I mean, it's not like giving an interview or anything like that. But I still feel like
into the Kabbalistic understanding,
like a bit of a balance.
No, it's point. Yeah.
Moses, the creator says to Moses, and Morala Kohanim b'nei Aharon speak to the priests.
And it seems directive with the point, with the articulation point,
Right.
jut point. Yeah.
Again, maybe this is an important understanding for somebody who's a Kohen.
Yes, he's shy.
What does it have to do with us?
I do notice Z and Jai.
Yeah, he's shy.
Understanding, wisdom, are we meant to take
Yeah,
out?
I kind of feel.
I think good Jai.
So, a hint, and this is, and we'll go a little bit through the process. You know, sometimes when we study, we sort of come to the
Yeah, I kind of have it narrowed down to 2.
important, especially because it's so beautiful and powerful.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to say Z9 for this guy.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything to change off of that.
I'm not seeing
the first
the
hint
emotive
that there's
expression
maybe
going
something
to
unique
the
on this
area.
Shabbat.
Yeah, and he does have that kind of puggish look to his face.
I did last week's reading.
Yeah, and his mouth
There
is
are many
pumping out a
different,
lot, like as
discussion,
it looks kind of.
is very
There's
even
nothing else moving
without,
around
you know,
it
sort of going into depth.
except really
Of
for
that
the mouth.
portion, interesting.
And I think his weight kind of makes him look a little bit more adaptive, but I think that just might be his weight. But it doesn't have anything to do with his actual energy. Though he might have like a little bit more use of his V and his Jai than maybe I'm used to seeing with Xena.
Yeah, I agree, Glenn. I think he's got good use of his adaptive powers, and that seems to be something that also was with Rabbi Shmuley. But he seems to me to jut on his points for sure.
And it
Yeah,
can be done.
especially here.
Of course, I'm
Oh,
not.
okay, okay, let me
Yeah,
just
Those cheeks are stubbornly they don't move at all.
There's
Yeah.
no movement, none.
Where are we guys at? Are you ready? Do you feel like you're
Yeah,
call it start?
I'm good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think we're kind of there.
You're ready to call it, Glenn?
yeah. I think I'm ready.
Infinity, you said yes.
Yes.
Mitchell and Ben.
Absolutely.
I think I'm ready. Yeah.
I guess.
Yes. Do you want to see someone?
I'm the only one who hasn't given an affirmative
Okay,
yes or no. So
yeah. So I'm wondering,
I don't
like, where you're
feel
at.
that strong on my answer. So
Well, maybe we could be patient and just like look at some images.
Yeah,
if we're not all right.
Look, we can be patient for you, Ademus.
For sure.
Cool.
And I understand where you're coming from because I'm not 100% confident myself either. It's just I
Yeah.
just kind of feel like I'm not seeing anything else. So Xenai seems to be the most.
And message portion tells us this is something that you should not do because it brings
Well,
an
okay, let's
attachment
talk
again
about
to
energy.
these negative
I'm curious what's going on.
entities. It's not a positive.
Mine. As far
So
as
these-
adaptive
these-
directive,
here, Elijah Uriah
you have a strong feeling on
mentions
that one.
He says he knows Shaul Chata Bet Chataim.
that this is looking
King
for
Saul,
concept.
many of us know, it's a very tragic story.
Basically,
The first
you know,
king that
there's
there
a
ever
very
was,
strong
the
case for
Israelites named
Xenai.
Saul, and
It's
he,
just there's a roundness to his hand that's still kind of making me like sort of hang on to like.
I totally see what you're saying.
battle with.
Yeah, but think of Alex Jones.
Could he be a Nizai?
Oh yeah, Alex Jones. True.
Well, his mouth
Alex Jones really did.
coming out more as a shy.
Now that you guys brought up the jutting, yeah, I do see a lot of jutting.
And
That
that
is
is
true.
concerning a town.
In Orthodox
I do
Judaism,
see
the
that,
rabbis
like-
tend to do a lot of jutting. It's a common
I am
thing
seeing
that
jutting
goes
though.
on.
Like it's just not as pronounced as you'd expect, right?
He's speaking
And
softly,
Yeah,
but
no,
I
like
feel
the way
like
it
there's
tells us,
force behind
he
that
was the
self-speaking.
Ur-
Agreed.
Not with the way like he'll
sin
jut, but then
fell
like it's like his eyes will lock on, and like which kind of like
fell
pushes the
by,
point
you can
further
see,
in.
at one point, you can see
It's very magnetic to me.
Yeah.
he was able to
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very good Jai Z. I think Jai Z game.
I think so too. I think he's.
understood.
I think he used-
What are some other thoughts besides Z9? I'm just curious.
I don't know. Maybe
Nizai.
I've never really heard one articulated.
Nizai.
Nizai?
Nijai is what I was entertaining. Yeah.
Nijai, but I don't see the Nijai is not moving. If it to me, if it were a Nijai, which would be my only other one, the Jai would not, he would not be able to suppress that to this extent when he's got that much Jai in his voice.
Yeah,
What about Nizy or Vizy?
Nah.
Vizy, I don't think so. but
Nizy, no.
No, he doesn't talk like a literal.
He looks
So Nizy.
Nizy.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Nizy either. Naiji, maybe a little bit. I'm not sure, but I don't see the G.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the thing, if you come to
Like those definitely objective.
what-
you
this whole process of old means.
Yeah, but his hands are very sort of yin. Even when he's doing the palms out, it looks very sort of like has a very yin quality.
There's a roundness, but I don't see slack though. Like,
No, I don't see slack,
It's
and there's like this
he's
pronounced way
holding
to it.
Yin.
Yeah, there's like this
Yeah.
very pronounced way he does this, everything he does.
Yeah.
Many of us know
It's a
that.
star chopper, I think.
not.
That's kind of like.
It's like he's holding it yin. Like that's my impression.
They're ready. They're poised. They're poised.
Very poised.
Poised.
Yes.
He feels more comfortable with the pointing part.
They're not slack at all.
And it has like a Jai delicacy to it.
All
Not
right.
delicacy, but like delicate quality.
we want to call it?
Eat him.
So, are we guys? We're gonna say Z9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's.
C9.
He's a Z9.
Yay.
All right. Good.
Awesome.
All right, bring on the Z9 Rabbi.
Z9 Rabbi. I
Quite a
bet.
few. That's very surprising. I'm glad we did this double. So
Thus far, we have 3 rabbis on the list that I know of. All 3 of them Zenai. For what it's worth.
So interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's again, it's the systemic thinking that is in the institutional Judaism. It's the institutional power behind it that's very attractive to Zenai.
Very much so.
I know also the black community is also the spiritual institution is like a path to power that's
Right.
more open than there are other ones in, say, other bubbles. So I think there's also something to that as well. So very fascinating. So definitely keep checking things out.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have anything?
Wait, Coach, what? Sumo. We only have those 2 guys. I don't think we have any other sumos. Am I right?
Those are the first 2 I read. Yeah, I think.
Good.
That's
Awesome. I wanted to open new doors. Good.
So Vijay in this, or was it? What was it? Vizai. Vizai. And that is that also big in the wrestling, just the general wrestling world is Vizai?
Wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, pro wrestling.
Not as much.
Not so much.
Not Greco-Roman.
Yeah, it's more Durham.
But there is some because Brock Lesnar,
Oh, yeah.
but also the Olympian who's Greco-Roman, Rulon Gardner. Remember the one he went on the Biggest Loser? He had weight issues, but yeah, I believe he was Vizai as well.
Interesting.
And
Followed by G and Durhams, aren't there? In the,
Usually, but I noticed that when they get bigger, the bigger weight classes, the Vizai seem to be in more. Interesting.
yeah, they do tend to have really big, massive specimens within Vizai.
And it's so interesting what Coach was bringing out, what we were bringing out about the Z and Jai having carrying more weight a lot of times, and the Vizai also carrying weight. That's so interesting to me.
Yeah. Different kind of weight carrying.
Because it's a different kind of hedonism, but there's some kind of
a gravitas. Or something
some
like
kind
that.
of hedonism, some kind of
Hedonism?
Well, there's an appetite-driven aspect to the peak pathway of all the gatherers.
Right.
well, that doesn't follow for the Z9, so that there have been several Z9 that are in that too. So I was
That's
just
a different
trying to
dynamic.
Well,
figure out.
It's
Xenon
offside.
have a general kind of like power look to them, and I've noticed that actually a burliness is sort of like exudes an aspect of power. I've noticed a lot of the Xeni world leaders they don't really seem to mind having a burlier body. It kind of adds this like sort of like bear-like quality of like strength.
And even the Vi
Ah.
Alpha, Vi Alpha that are in that bubble tend to have more of the power head.
They
And
do.
it's like it's a
That's it.
attractor of power.
That's it.
Including like Christmas Abbott, who does like CrossFit, they focus a lot about the psychological aspect of like building yourself up that much, and like the the kind of confidence that it gives you that you can kind of take on anything as it comes due.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, who did you mention there?
There's an element to that, even like in my weight, when I have an invincibility when I carry more weight that I don't have when I'm slimmer.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why that is, but yes, that's true.
Yes.
And the Xeni, for example, do show up as far as sports. They show up heavily in hockey and football.
Burly.
Right.
Contact sports. And so I think there's something to that that gives a sense of power. Also, strongmen. A lot of
Xeni.
The Mountain.
Actually, the Mountain. Yeah, exactly.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
He's a powerlifter.
Watch.
He's classic.
That's
tonight.
so interesting.
The Mountain.
Cool.
I think.
The only Xeni on the show.
Oh, or 4 minutes.
Okay, so we're about ready to sign off. Is there anything people have before we go? That was the perfect session, pretty much. Good timing.
Yeah.
Any questions before you get me out? Alrighty. Well, then we're going to go do some missions over the coffee shop. We'll be busting out some of those visuals that we got and doing some beats over there. And then tomorrow, we're doing the Jez Temple, so I'm really looking forward to that. So, I'll see you guys, most of you, then tomorrow. Starglow, do you think you'll be there with the...
Yes, I am going to make sure that I get off early, and I've done as much of the formatting as I can do without some further input. I'll email that. I probably have to Dropbox it. I'm not sure. I haven't dropped. It's a big file.
That's perfect. We'll go over that tomorrow, and I'll give you some feedback. That'll be the main thing we focus on. Okay. And then Glenn, I may also have some ideas for some new visuals as well.
Oh, okay, awesome.
All right. So have a great night, everyone. Good session. Oh, and coming up, who's next? Is that Glenn?
So that's me. Yeah.
Okay. So if you give me samples tonight or like by tomorrow before lunch, that would be great.
Okay, sure.
That last quiz, Glenn, of yours.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.